Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be looking through some of the weirdest items that have come into the Pawn Stars shop. When Rick Harrison was asked, what is the weirdest thing that you have in your shop? He didn't hesitate. 250-year-old Japanese entertainment, also known as shunga. These paintings can be traced back to the 16th century. Influenced by Chinese Tang Dynasty erotic paintings, the shunga were composed of 12 scrolls that depicted different sex acts. The paintings showcased fully clothed subjects. Nudity was not inherently erotic in Japan, as citizens were accustomed to seeing each other nude in the local baths. Further, the inclusion of clothing allowed viewers to differentiate which social class was being portrayed in the scene. Taboo combinations of monks and young girls were not uncommon. Due to the nature of this art, it is definitely high up in the weird and wonderful category.
This is a great buy for Rick. He should do it, but if I come in and I see that he has cut these up, I am coming for him.
Up next, and possibly one of the pricier items in the Pawn Stars shop, is JFK's cigar box. This authentic piece of presidential memorabilia actually contains a few unsmoked cigars, which obviously increases the item's resale value significantly. An avid smoker, JFK notoriously ordered 1,200 Cuban cigars mere hours before signing the US trade embargo that would deem all exports from Cuba illegal. Rick purchased the box for a cool $60,000. However, a collector might bid upwards of $125,000 just for this rare historical relic. In fact, in the 90s, a sister cigar box, also hailing from JFK's desk at the Oval Office, sold to the publisher of Cigar Aficionado for over $500,000.
65 and you got a deal.
60 grand. I'll give you 30 now. Give me the rest of the paperwork. I'll give you the other 30.
Got it, man.
All right.
Now, this one's a bit special. David Hasselhoff might be old news these days, but in the 90s, he was a major contender in the TV heartthrob department. His career started out on daytime soap The Young and the Restless, although he is most known for his iconic role as Mitch Buchanan on the hit Baywatch. And it was because of this appearance in Baywatch that Hasselhoff decided to autograph a Lifebuoy. The Hasselhoff autographed Lifebuoy has a resale value of about $500 to $600 and was sold to the shop for $375. Despite it being a cool collector's item for a Baywatch fan, most diehards are out there to get their hands on Pamela Anderson merch. As Rick says, we're talking David Hasselhoff, he's just not that cool. These days, the Hoff keeps himself moderately busy with appearances in Volkswagen commercials, being morphed into video game characters, and getting roasted on Comedy Central.
It's so cool.
All right, we're talking David Hasselhoff. He's not that cool.
Next up, we have the car that was used in Wayne's World. Wayne's World is a cult classic film, based on an SNL skit featuring Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. The movie was shot over 34 days and earned nearly $200 million at the box office. The film features a 1967 AMC Pacer, affectionately referred to as the Mirthmobile. The car was host to the famous Bohemian Rhapsody scene, and as the story goes, Mike Myers didn't find the scene funny at all when filming began. He had to be coerced into going along with it. Good thing he did. It went on to be one of the most iconic comedy scenes of the 90s film. When Rick found out the car was for sale in Orlando, he organised a visit. The car was equipped with the original licorice dispenser and the camera mounts for filming. The seller accepted a bid of $9,500 for this beauty, although with a few modifications it can auction for upwards of $15,000.
I'll give you 9,500 bucks.
You got a deal.
And lastly, a load of dinosaur eggs appeared in the shop. Now, isn't it weird that JFK's cigar box sold for $60,000, but dinosaur eggs only got 500? You would think these ancient natural artifacts would reel in more than a few hundred bills, but apparently not so. The seller arrived to the shop with an initial proposal of $20,000. Corey called in the experts, who confirmed that dinosaur eggs typically sell for $300 to $600 per egg. The reason for the lowballing? There are thousands of these things available on the market. The value was much higher at the turn of the 20th century, when archaeological methods were less involved. These days, so many eggs have been found they are no longer considered rare. Even though these are a lovely piece of history that would be welcome in any house, they are just the weirdest thing ever.
And I'll tell you what, I'll go 500 bucks.
500? Okay.
All right?
All right.
So-
Thank you.